We are live from Weingardt Stadium here in the friendly confines of Monterey Park, East Los Angeles College football. Today's season opener. I am Cerwin D. Haynes, Sports Information Specialist here at East LA College, along with the man of, what I say, the jack of all trades, master of many, Albert Robles.
Something like that.
Yep. So, game started, got the jump on us a little faster than we anticipated.
We also had a few technical difficulties, but we seem to have them all ironed out. That explains, one, they got the jump on us, and two, we were a little bit behind on them getting the jump on us.
Well, we got it all worked out because Albert, again, jack of all trades, master of many. Also, we have the head of Sports at USA, Ed Ford, with us and working things out. So we're grateful for the partnership once again, grateful for another season of Huskies football. Big changes for Huskies football, particularly at the head of the program. We'll get to that in a minute as the Huskies are facing a 4th and 9 opening series, and they'll be forced to punt. Today we're going to get Albert, we're going to get a chance to get to know a lot about this edition of the Huskies here, as a fair catch is called by Grossmont at the about the 30-yard line. As Grossmont's offense takes the field for the first time. Grossmont, quarterback in the gun. Tight end in motion. Handoff to the running back up the middle. Gets swallowed up at about the 31-yard line. Not much there. Gang of Huskies. Looks like Roberto Sabalas and Zachary Camarena. Camarena, the sophomore. He was in the middle of a lot of plays last year, Albert. Only a gain of 1. See, it looks like the man on the center for, trying to get the number of the man on the center for Grossmont. Oh, they wasn't ready for the snap. They fumbled it, and the ball is still loose. Okay, so it looks like Grossmont called a timeout before the snap.
Bit of a lucky break there for Grossmont.
No, take that back. Take it back. It looks like they signaled timeout, but it looks like they're calling the fumble recovery for Grossmont as they lose 3 yards on that one. So now it's 3rd and 12. Apologies. Quarterback with running back to his right. He drops back, rolls to his right. Pass is complete. The tackle is made short of the sticks. So it looks like the Huskies will hold here. Quarterback for Grossmont, number 18, Chris McCullough. Wait a minute. Make sure we got that right. Actually, they passed a new rule this year, Albert, where the offense and defense cannot share numbers anymore, which will make it a heck of a lot easier for us.
Absolutely. I mean, like, it should really make it easier all around. You know, considering like how many times you have to like make sure we got our numbers correct, especially for the statisticians who, you know, really carry an important job in making sure that the right statistics are attributed to the right players.
I'm sure Chris Werther is pleased at that development. So 4th and 1 from the 39, and there's a flag. Looks like there'll be a false start. You see the Huskies clapping it up. So it is a false start, 5-yard penalty. We'll back the ball up at the Griffin 34. It's between the 33 and the 34. Okay, sounds like a delayed game then. Snapping the punt. Pretty good one. Good distance. Fielded at the 26. Lose the runner. running towards the near sideline, stops, gets another few yards before he's pushed out of bounds. That's Chris Hicks, wide receiver out of Duncanville High School in Dallas.
Great return by Hicks there. Return to just short of the 45. Looks like they're marking him down at about, so actually that's about the 47.
47 of Grossmont, so Huskies will have excellent field position to start this series.
Do you think maybe the Huskies had a little bit of advantage knowing that Grossmont's playing into the sun right now?
That's a good observation. Most likely, yeah, that sun blinding. Now, actually, it didn't affect the punter. It didn't look like it affected the punter. That's a pretty good punt.
Punter probably not, because you just got to boot it.
There's a run stretch to the outside. Huskies barely turned the corner before they're tackled. That's number 9, Brandon Giron. Freshman running back out of Alhambra. We got 4. They gave him 4 on the run. So it'll be 2nd and 6 from the Grossmont 43. Huskies line up in the gun with the running back to the left. Switch off. It'll be number 1 for the Huskies. He's got some room on the outside. He's got the first down and then some, and he's forced out at the 35. Chris Hicks again.
Flag after the end of the play.
Wonder maybe if you saw maybe a horse collar tackle maybe at the end, or maybe we'll see what the call is. Personal foul. Yeah, horse collar on Grossmont. So attack on 15 for the Huskies. That good run by Hicks. And looks like the pack will set up shop. Right at the start of the red zone on Griffin's 20. 1st and 10. So one of the things we were hearing during the preseason about this edition of the Huskies is that height and size, from a height standpoint, they may not have a lot of guys who have a lot of height, but what they may not have in height, they can make up in speed. Of course, that's not the case for the quarterback, starting quarterback Dante Bell. He's 6'6", product out of Huntington Beach High School. The run is to the left, bounced outside. Griffins, however, sniffed it out. They'll lose a couple of yards on that. Second and long. There's Dante Bell, freshman out of Huntington Beach. Good size at 6'6". We hear he's got a really good arm as well. He'll have to fling it here on 2nd and long. He does. Finds a receiver, and he's in for the touchdown. Excellent catch.
That was Cameron Thornton.
Sophomore out of Myers Park. Huskies on the board with 6, extra point pending. So Huskies, Albert, take advantage of the short field. Also got a key penalty, helped them downfield. They drove it in, found pay dirt. 6-0 with the extra point coming. Kick is low, but it's through. But there's a flag on the play. Both teams are coming off the field, so I guess the assumption is that the penalty will be on the defense.
looks like we're still getting some extra.
Explanations and decisions here on what the penalty is.
Of course, new head coach for ELAC getting his explanation.
That's Artie Robles, who's assistant last year under Coach Godinez. We'll talk more about him as the game goes on. So the extra point is good. Penalty will be on Grossmont. It will be declined. Looks like this is the second penalty on Grossmont. And looks like that's declined. So Huskies with the 7-0 lead. .903 in this first quarter. Looks like we're avoiding the worst of the heat today, Albert. It was over 100 degrees earlier.
I don't think there was a true risk of the game not happening today. Like I know it was a concern for a lot of us, but like looking at the reports, like by game start, it looked to be dropping down below triple digits. Still in the high 90s. I think at kickoff was probably around 98. My watch says around 94, but of course my watch isn't the actual thermometer. That just goes off of, internet information. It's probably a little bit warmer, but, luckily for where Weingardt Stadium is positioned, sun's already set a little bit, so temperature has probably dropped a little bit, but this is still a turf field, so there's probably still some,
heat coming off of it.
Like still some heat coming off.
As Karobi Parker Pinto, sophomore place kicker, set to kick off. Gives it a good boot. It'll be taken by Noah Burdick at the 3. Finds the crease going up the middle, but he's brought down at the 27, and there's a flag on the field. Flag came in at the 20-yard line. You wonder if maybe if that's the area where you would see a hold call come in. Is that an illegal shift? Anyway, the penalty's on Grossmont, so they'll back them up. Looks like they're backing them up halfway distance to the goal. Yeah, it got tackled at the 20. Got tackled at 28, and they're backed all the way up to the 10-yard line. That's where they'll begin their possession. And because there's no more double numbers, we have to assume that number 18, Chris McCullough, who's listed as a DB, is indeed the quarterback in the gun. Hand off to the running back up the middle, not much there.
Gain of about 2.
Looks like, I'm trying to say number 9 and number 6. No, that's number 6. That's Camarena. Whenever it is, we noticed this last year, Albert, that whenever the Huskies were able to have a good tackle, particularly on a run play where the runner was limited to about 2 or 3 yards, it's usually Zach Camarena in the middle of the tackle. Seems to has a nose for the ball. 2nd and 8 from the Grossmont 12. Quarterback alone in the gun. Fake the handoff, drop back. The pass is deep, and no one to be found. The closest receiver was number 17, Elijah Pitts. It was fairly well covered, but the pass wasn't even close to being on target. So it'll be 3rd and 8. And wherever our AD is, he's probably yelling somewhere, get off the field, because that's what he would always preach to the defense when he was coaching.
Well, he's not in charge anymore.
No, he's not in charge. Well, technically he still is.
Is in charge.
AG, but he's not on the sidelines.
Not in charge.
And they're going to hand it off here, and there's a flag on the field on the backfield The tackle is made at the, looks like the 17-yard line. Interesting play call with 3rd and long. But there's a flag on the field which was thrown as the play was developing, usually in the area, holding. Or maybe a face mask. Let's see what.
White Hat looking to get some clarification from his crew.
Oh, now there's extracurricular activity. Huskies
So I think for sure that's going to be some unsportsmanlike conduct here.
And here's the thing. If that's on the Huskies, they just shot themselves in the foot because it looked like Grossmont was about to, looked like maybe they were about to call a holding. It looks like we saw a holding call about to be called. Yep, so there's the hold call. But now, dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike on ELAC. Automatic first. Oh, 4th down. Okay, they're calling 4th down. All right.
If there seems to be some confusion on our part, it's mostly because the White Hat himself looked very confused as he was giving away the penalties. It was because, like, you know, at this level, you know, they're not mic'd up. We can't hear what they're saying. We just got to go off of what we think we can see as their hand gestures. But it looks like that those penalties had offset. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Grossmont Griffins, and they'll be kicking it away.
As we see Chris Hicks back to receive the punt. He's taking a spot at the 45. So offsetting penalties, a hold call on an unsportsmanlike. Good thing that the Huskies made the initial stop on that 3rd down run, which is a curious call by Grossmont. Punt's a little high, just eluded the gunner, and it looks like that's going to be covered by Grossmont, and it is.
Yeah, it took a favorable Griffin bounce, made contact with one of the Huskies who couldn't quite reel it in, lost control. Griffin's pounced right on it, so they'll take over in Husky territory with pretty good field location.
I mean, that's just not, unfortunately, that's just lousy heads-up play by the Huskies. You got to let your punt returner eye the ball and make the decision. And it looks like that wasn't the punt returner. It looks like one of the gunners on the punting team who just wasn't aware of where the ball landed. And I don't the way he reacted, maybe he might have been trying to get out the way of the ball when it landed, but you know, just not a good series there, not a good series of decisions there. So Grossmont has it. 1st and 10, the pass is incomplete. Pass to Dalen Brim. Oh, excuse me, not number 24, Kedrick Thomas.
Yeah, hit Thomas right on the hands, but went right off the fingertips of Thomas. Threw it a little bit in front of him.
The one thing you can say so far, and it's still early with 7:44 left in the first quarter. It seemed like more time passed, but there was a lot of dead ball time, wasn't it? So 2nd and 10 from the Huskies, 44. Player in motion. Handoff is to number 35. He gets through the hole, and he's tackled. Looks like right as he was getting to the 35, so good run, gain of 9. So they're calling it an 8-yard gain. One of the questions, and we'll get to many questions that we'll have for this year's team, is how will the defense fare with Godinez no longer on the sidelines? As you're well aware, Albert, defense was Godinez's big calling card. He was in charge of the defense. Drop back pass, time. Pass is complete on the flat, on the near side. Nice tackle by Dalen Story. number 10, but not before Grossmont got the yardage they needed for the first. So one of the major changes is that while Coach Gudino used to handle, as the head coach, used to handle the defense, offensive coordinator Dwan Drummer was handling the offense, but Coach Drummer moved on as well. So Coach Robles is handling the offense, and apparently Coach Danny Jimenez is now the defensive coordinator for all intents and purposes. 2nd and 10. Handoff inside, but not fooling anybody. Goes for maybe a yard or two. Like that was Roberto Ceballos. See, he can kind of hop on the back of the running back to drag him down.
1 yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 9.
Shouldn't it be 3rd down? Okay, I thought it was third down, but apparently 2nd. So 2nd and 9. Quarterback in the gun, runner on the left side, running back on the left side, drops back to pass, has some pressure, steps up. He's going to take off. He's got some room. He slides at the 25. Actually, no, they're going to say his knee was down at the 23. So he took off, but he didn't get as much as he could have, or it looks like he could have. Got about, a little over about 4. We'll call it 3rd and 6 here.
So 3 and 6 on the ELAC 27.
4:50 and counting in the first quarter. Huskies lead 7-0. This drive initially was stopped way back in Grossmont territory, but when Grossmont punted, and this play would be called dead, as Grossmont will call timeout. So like we said, Albert, lots of changes for this Huskies team. Gudino is no longer on the sidelines. Coach Drum no longer on the sidelines. Arnie Robles, who played for Gudino back in 2016 here. Only 6 years removed from graduating from Whittier College, is now a college head coach. So a huge opportunity for him. Also with the interim tag means that after the year, the position will be opened up, but he's got a prime opportunity in this year to kind of show that he's up for the task. We've had a few coaches that here in other sports that were named as interims and did really good jobs in their first year, and they kept held on to the position. So hopefully Coach Robles can follow that trend. So after the timeout, it was 3rd and 6 at the Husky 27.
Thomas on the carry, ball spun at the 25-yard line. 4th down.
All right, so Huskies get the stop. So the Grossmont looks like they're going to come on to kick a field goal here. The ball's at the 25, so you're looking at about 42-yard field goal try. Grossmont looking to get on the board here. Ball's down. Punt, kick is blocked. Huskies will catch the ball at the 10, and they're going to try to return it. There's a block there. Oh, they're going to throw a flag on that one. So he's clear. He's going to get on the sidelines. It's going to be a touchdown, but it's going to be called back. You can see clearly that most players, Grossmont and ELAC, stopped running. So the block will be registered. Field goal is no good on the block, so that'll be registered.
We'll see.
But I think they're going to call that
here.
a blindside block. You always got to be careful with those blocks, particularly on returns, in terms of where it's coming from. It seems like over the years, recent years, the referee crews are really sensitive to considering blindside blocks and things of that nature. They don't want guys getting caught too much off guard, and want to limit opportunities for injury. So we're going to see if indeed no Huskies field goal was blocked. So now it's a matter of whether or not they will indeed call this a blindside, which we're thinking that's what the call is going to be considered. But then there were a bunch of flags afterwards. There was some extracurricular activity. So
definitely a blindside block there on the Huskies.
And then there's some sportsmanlike on Grossmont. So Huskies will get the ball first down. The ball will be spotted. Let's see. Okay. Referee with the balls, jogging up. And he is going to spot the ball at right between the 23, the 22, and the 20. We'll call it the 22 and a half, 22-yard line. And the Huskies will set up shop there after turning away the Griffins on a field goal block.
First down, East Los Angeles College.
So Huskies' first taste of adversity, or self-inflicted adversity, they were able to overcome it. And now the offense will set up shop. And looks like the running back got driven back, like Brandon Guerin. Interesting to note how the Huskies will fare offensively, because our sources tell us that Grossmont looks to be pretty strong this year in their front seven. You see they're playing their front seven. DBs are okay. They're going to test the DB here as Huskies got to step, and there's the catch. He's gone. He's out of here. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Huskies. Big bomb. And
big pass to Chris Hicks and a penalty.
Thankfully, the flag came in after the touchdown was scored. And the flag looks like it was thrown on the Huskies sideline, and then there's another flag.
Going to be some more unsportsmanlike conduct as some players definitely rush the field. You got to stay on the sidelines.
Yeah, this is not, it's not high. Well, you can't even do that in high school, but really, you're still in the middle of the game, and that's one thing that, particularly at this level, coaches really have to work on is player discipline. Particularly being able to, particularly in situations where guys get excited, a big play.
And I get it, emotions are hard because of the big play, especially with some of the previous penalties that have been called, knowing that you block the field goal coming off of that. But you got to keep those emotions in check.
And that was an 80-yard bomb. Ball was actually Hicks got a step. Actually, he got a step and a half behind the defensive back. We were just talking about that. Hey, the word is Grossmont's front seven is good, but their DBs might be considered suspect. Huskies tried the DBs, tested them on a deep ball, burned them. 80-yard catch and run for a touchdown. Extra point pending. Of course, they're trying to get the Husky sideline under control, which is where the flags came in. And the Huskies are not careful. They might get somebody ejected. They need to kind of calm down a little bit, as you said. A lot of freshmen on this team. So it's a big learning experience for a lot of these guys about making the adjustment mentally to college ball.
So warnings issued to the Huskies sideline. And, rightfully so. Like, they've acted up a little bit too much already.
Again, like I said, a lot of freshmen, a lot of guys who have to learn how to adjust to the college level. That extra point is blocked, and Grossmont returns the favor. They're going to try and return it back for 2, but they get tackled at the 27. You can argue that maybe that blocked extra point was set up in the previous Huskies extra point. We know that it was kind of a low liner.
I mean, it's going to go down as a blocked punt officially, or a blocked field goal, because that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, just a terrible kick.
Yeah.
Terrible kick.
Yeah.
I know I can't do it, but I can at least look at it and say it just wasn't a good kick. Like, it was really low. The last extra point attempt was also really low. Like, it's something that they could be potentially in danger of doing all night. And hopefully it's not an indicator of, Huskies returning to terrible field goal kickers. I thought we were past those days.
You would bring that up. Thinking back about 2 years ago. But oddly enough,
looks like we're going to get a re-kick.
So I got to think it's some sort of offside. Maybe the reason why they were able to block the kick is because the Grossmont came a little early, jumped the count. Well, he's got a chance to learn from his mistakes here. Karobi Parker Pinto will retry the extra point kick. This kick was a lot better.
Better kick. I'm sure he'll be very thankful for that flag and getting the extra opportunity to kind of show, what he's actually made of, and actually made the most of it there, because, like, the first 2 kicks were really low. Like, the very first attempt on their first scoring drive, it looked to barely clear the crossbar, but this one, very upright, very true. It was good all the way.
Yeah, you got a chance to learn there from his mistake, as you said, and Grossmont basically giving them the extra shot because they saw how the first kick was a little liner. So you got to think that they were thinking, hey, we can block this. But they were just a little too eager. They jumped a little too soon. And Huskies got the re-kick. This time he kicked it like a true extra point should be kicked. And Huskies lead 14-0 on the visiting Griffins at Grossmont College. 2:33 left in the first quarter. Bit of a long first quarter. Well, it just feels that way. Even though the heat's going down, it's still pretty warm. Then again, technically the game started like at 5:58.
Like a minute or two early. Field almost entirely in shadow. There's a few little sunspots here and there. ELAC about ready to kick off here. I feel like I should have done it like a minute ago.
Yeah,
it's like, what's the
hold
up here?
We got to check our email while they were waiting. So the kickoff is fielded at the 10. A lot of room for return. However, the tackle is made at the 28. First person we saw was Nason Randolph.
Well, he went down at the 28, but looks like forward progress was marked at about the 30. So a solid return for Grossmont. We'll see if they can actually make the most of it on this particular drive. They had some good opportunity in their last one, but of course bungled it with also a really low kick. Again, went down to the block, but that was also a really low kick. I feel like it was kicked right into a Husky helmet is how it ultimately went down. But
I wouldn't doubt it. Look, I thought I saw a hand go up, but a hand go up and maybe it was blocked, but it happened so quickly. Kind of a bang-bang thing. 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Griffins. Handoff did not fool anybody. Tackled in the backfield. That's Roberto Sabalos. We've called his name a couple times already.
great tackle, going to be a loss of about 3.
He'll get himself a TFL there.
Loss of 2 yards. On spot of the 28-yard line. Second down at 12.
So we don't want to try to draw any impressions too early because, again, we're still not out of the first quarter. And plus, as the ELAC SID, I'll be a little homerism here. I don't want to jinx. Excuse me. I don't want to jinx the Huskies, but we're seeing some good things on both sides of the ball here. Huskies. Oh, that pass is deflected, almost intercepted. And there's a flag down in the backfield. Maybe a Husky got to the quarterback late.
Yeah, defensive back Kalik Johnson had a chance to catch the deflection, but he was just slightly out of position for the deflection. Couldn't quite really get to it.
Yeah, then it's a roughing the passer call on the Huskies. Sometimes when you it looks like the quarterback has a few seconds more than when he should, and the defense realizes they start rushing and hurrying, kind of speeding up to get to the quarterback. They get a little overzealous, particularly if you have a young guy who doesn't have control to be able to kind of know how to realize when the quarterback is releasing the ball and kind of know how to contort his body to avoid hitting him late. And sometimes the referees are a little sensitive to that because they want to protect the quarterback. But either way, that's 15 yards and a first down for Grossmont at their 43. Quarterback along the gun. 3 wide receivers to the left. Short pass.
It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete. Looks like he caught it initially, but then to the tackle, kind of just juggled it out. That was Elijah Pitts, who we thought had the catch, but ended up dropping it. Good coverage there by the Huskies DB. So 2nd and 10 at the Grossmont 43. Huskies lead 14-0 with 1:30 left in the first quarter. As the sun is starting to set. Temperatures dropping, thankfully. And the handoff to the right side. Turns the corner and is forced out at the Husky 49. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that was a big hit right before the sideline. Running back Thomas Kendrick just really wearing one there.
He did, but he eluded the backside pressure, turned the corner, and went up field strong. So it was a good run on his part. The flag is waved, so no penalty on the hit. Excuse me. So they're going to say he got 7. So the ball spotted exactly at midfield, probably edged a bit to the Grossmont side, but 3rd and 7 from midfield. 1:13 and counting in the first quarter. Again, Huskies lead 14-0. 3rd and 3. Let's see how the Husky defense does in a 3rd and short situation. Drop back pass by Grossmont. Flushed out of the pocket. Is he going to turn the corner? He throws the ball out of bounds. Incomplete. Good pressure. Flushing the quarterback out to his right, out of the pocket. Try to find someone in down the sideline, but the pass was off target. And it looks like the Griffins will have to punt.
And Chris McCullough was doing his best to try and make something out of nothing. But he ran a few too many yards the wrong way. Had a lot to really regain just to even get back to his original line of scrimmage.
And it was good pressure by the Huskies because they forced him to the sideline. And they didn't give him time to think about pulling the ball down and turning that corner and sprinting upfield. So good pressure, a good situation. You get a stop on 3rd and short. And we're going to have a punt here. Hicks is back at the 12. Little snap, punts off. Hicks fields at the 16. He's going to go to his right. Now he goes to his left. He finds a crease. He's up the field. He drops the ball. He's fumbled. Recovered by Grossmont. That's number 33, Christian Chapman. The ball basically bounced right to him. Easy scoop up.
Looks like that ruling is official as a fumble. You were hoping, if you're on the Huskies, that he was down before the ball popped out, but that is definitely not the case.
No, he definitely wasn't down. It looks like he got arm tackled a bit and just lost control. Didn't have good control of the ball, and it popped out there, which is a shame because he actually had a really good return going. So another option. So Huskies up 14-0, but this is the second time now where they've had a mistake on special teams that gives Grossmont the ball with short field. 1st and 10, 5 wide for Grossmont. Quarterback alone in the gun. Low snap. Fires up. He's got a man open, but it's over his head. Huskies got lucky there. Noah Burdick was alone. Had a step on the nearest Husky defender, but the ball was just floated right out of his reach. Huskies caught a break there.
Yeah, Burdick was just looking up, seeing it overthrown. You can see his hands coming. I'm not getting that one.
Do you think he should have tried to reach his arm out, try to get a stretch?
He wasn't even. It was not catchable for him at all.
No, it wasn't catchable. And he's got good height, 6'1", 200. Just to go show you how out of badly placed the ball was. So Huskies will take a timeout. Try to reset themselves defensively. If they gave up a near touchdown pass, would have likely gone for a touchdown pass.
About 27 seconds left here in the first really long first quarter.
We're up here in the press booth here, in the media room. Media space here at our press box here at Weingardt.
It's a little warm.
Yes.
A little humid, a little muggy.
Yeah, that's the weird, it was hot earlier, but it was dry heat, that desert type dry heat. But now it's cooling down, but it's warm, but it's gotten a bit muggier. Humidity is not something that's experienced often in this region. Of course, I'm used to it being from New York, Northeast. But we have plenty of Gatorade, plenty of water for our fine folks up here working.
See, it only took you 45 minutes to mention. Oh yeah, from New York.
Okay. All right, good one there, good one.
I'd say it's a personal best.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Just busting your chops with it.
That was a good one. I gotta give credit when credit was doing on a professional, well-placed broadcast burn there. To get a burn, Huskies burned himself on that fumble on a punt return. So Grossmont now has 2nd and 10 at the Husky 37, thanks in part to that fumble, and the fumble recovery. Number 2 is in motion, lines up now on the right. Fake the handoff, not fake. Running back gets through, gets good yardage. He's got first down and then some. He's brought down at the 25. That's number 24, Kendrick Thomas. Native of Las Vegas.
As we got an injured Griffin on the field.
Trainers attend to him. Hopefully he's okay. So Albert, being the LA native here, as you are, would you consider Las Vegas, in a spiritual sense, to be an extended suburb of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles area, or Southern California region?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, can you go to Vegas in one day? Yeah. Should you? Probably not. But, it's right there. It's definitely reachable. I mean, yeah, lots of other places in California take about 3 hours in traffic to reach. But, Vegas I would not consider. I mean, it's definitely an excellent entertainment hub.
As the scene of last June's College Sports Communicators Convention, National Convention. Got to go for the first time. It was a great time. And a lot of sports information representatives from all up and down the spectrum of the college athletics realm, from D3, NAIA, all the way up to other JUCOs across the country, all the way up to Division I. So, looks like you got the injured Griffin off the field. Hopefully
That was
he'll be okay.
number 54, Wesley Hawk. Came up under a little bit of assistance, but, walking gingerly. Hopefully he'll be okay.
First set of downs for the Griffins. 1st and 10 at the Husky 25. Handoff inside. Lose one tackle, but not the second.
That's going to take us to the end of the first.
As Brody Sutherland, a freshman from Lake Oswego in Oregon, makes the good weak side tackle. And now, as you say, take us to the end of the first quarter. Huskies lead 14-0 on the Grossmont College Griffins. This is SportsNetUSA.net. We'll be back.
And we're back for the start of the second quarter. Huskies with a 14-point lead over the visiting Griffins of Grossmont College.
Notice long first quarter. Second quarter, 2nd and 10 for the Huskies 25. Quarterback rolls out to his right. He's got a man open, and is it caught in the backfield? Was he dead? He's in for a touchdown. He's got the knee down before he rolled out of bounds. And the Griffins finally respond.
It was Samarion Hughes with the catch.
Second time now that the Griffins got behind the Huskies defense, the backfield. It was wide open. Made a good catch there because the ball looked like it might have been sailing out the back of the end zone, but he made a good catch and got a knee down before he rolled out. So the Griffins now on the board with 6 with the extra point pending. Extra point is good. And we have a 14-7 game here. Huskies leading the Griffins. So we notice a lot of firsts and news in this new season. A lot of freshmen on the sidelines for the Huskies in their roster. So this is even though they gave up the touchdown there, but this is off the fumble on the punt return. This is a good opportunity to kind of learn from their mistakes, see how for Coach Robles to see how his team can handle and respond to adversity.
Also, sir, I know you were asking early in the first quarter because we're looking at this, and number 18 is listed as Chris McCullough, defensive back. I just double-checked the rosters on Grossmont's site. We have the wrong ones. This is not the current roster we are currently working with, but that's okay. So it was actually Carlos Jimenez who actually got the touchdown for Grossmont, and quarterback for Grossmont is number 18, Matt Martin. So we're working with some corrections. We were working off of an incorrect roster, so we do apologize for any Griffins fans and supporters who are acting a little bit confused, thinking, what roster are these guys working with? That was last year's. Yeah, you are correct. That was last year's.
Was that last year's?
This might be last year's. It's definitely not this year's.
I printed it from an internal email. Now I guess I go into the internal operation. So we in the California JUCO with football, we have to send out rosters, Excel forms to the other schools throughout the state. And there are rules in terms of as the kickoff is fielded here at the 10. And this is going to be Hicks. He's going to try it again. And he's brought down somewhat violently at the 27. So we have to send the rosters. Like the rosters are due the Monday before. We have to send the rosters to the opposing team the Monday before the game. And but of course, especially in the early season, there are last-minute changes. We had a couple of changes this morning ourselves. So I might have pulled out a roster that wasn't the most updated roster. So that I do apologize for. Sorry, Grossmont.
I know that your SID stir him, but here's what he said. It was an office assistant. He just printed out the wrong email.
Sure,
that's where you just passed the buck.
Right, we just passed the buck to the phantom office assistant that we have. I would say intern, but we do have an intern.
Just say it was your infant son. He was messing with the computer.
We can't throw Cooper under the bus.
He's still learning.
He is.
Doesn't quite have the computer literacy again, but then he's like, what, almost 2 now?
Close. He's over 19 months now.
Yeah. Year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half. Very curious.
But I mean, they're quick.
Yes,
as soon as you know he's going to be on a tablet,
We actually don't have a tablet for him for that reason. We want to have some separation with him with the electronics that they're asking. But he is very quick to learn how to use phones and things like that. He takes pictures and videos on my phone.
You'd be surprised.
I had to delete 150 pictures and videos off my phone that he took while he was holding it the other day. It was just funny. Speaking of
Selfie Central.
Huh?
Selfie Central, or just like a lot of black, just like him like pointed down, like
yeah,
shadows.
him pointing down. Huskies trying to get the arrow pointing back up here as the pass is complete out to the flat. Looks like this is Hicks again. We've been calling his name a lot. Looks like he was able to work his way forward for about 7. 2-yard pass out in the flat. He got about 5 on his work, kind of knifed his way through the defensive pressure for 5. So good effort there. Give the Huskies 3rd and short. 3rd and 3 at their 35, and their officials timeout. So they're checking a knee pad of wide receiver. It looks like it was Marion Thornton on the far side, lined up on the far sideline. His knee pad's okay. Running back in motion, pass out to the flat, pass is complete. Can he get the first down? He does. Hit the hole hard there. Yeah, I think coaches love to see that. Gets the first down. Huskies will set up shop. They'll continue to set up shop at their 42.
Brandon Guerin getting his name called a lot, just like Hicks, being very active early on in this Huskies offense. It'll be 1st and 10 on their own 42. With 13 minutes left to go in the half.
There was pressure in the backfield. The running back was able to elude the first would-be tackler, but not the second. That's William Dorsey. Freshman running back got the ball there.
And he was able to make something out of it. Got at least a yard.
He did well to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Was very close to being nothing altogether.
So 2nd and 9 at the Husky 43. Quarterback in the gun, flanked by 2 wide receivers. Another pass to the flat. He just dropped it. I think he might be the proverbial took his eyes off the ball to look upfield before he secured the catch. So now 3rd and 9. Throwing into the flat, that's a staple of a lot of, I noticed last year that throwing into the flats was a staple of a lot of teams that the Huskies played last year, including themselves. So 3rd and 9. Quarterback in the gun with a running back stationed behind him. 4 wide. Drops back to pass. Steps up. He's got some pressure. Throws complete at the 45. And Hicks, he got close to the first down. Did well to avoid a couple of tackles.
Gonna be about a yard shy.
Yeah, So let's see what the Huskies do.
It's going to be a 4th and 1. So an interesting position. Ball is on the 49.
Of Grossmont. That was a good effort from him because he caught the ball like kind of behind him with one arm and did a good job to haul it in and secure the ball before he made his way upfield.
Only about 11 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the half. Plenty of time to actually work with. Only have a 1-score lead over Grossmont, and ELAC's going to go for it,
and
they're going to get it.
Barely, but they got it. And they're going to be blown down. The ball's going to be blown down at the Griffin 47. Another little thing that coaches love to see, be able to convert on short yard runs, short yard situations, especially 4th down. 4th and 1, give it to the ball to your back, let them hit the hole hard.
And not exactly, the most critical of situations, but I do like the boldness that Coach Robles is opting to go for at this particular moment.
It's one of those things that's confidence building. This pass is complete out to, is that 0 or 9? That's 0. Lamont White, freshman out of Marquez High School, Linwood. In a way, the Huskies are kind of sort of keeping things somewhat simple. Dare we say methodical in their march downfield here. With the exception of that big 80-yard bomb they had, they've been really methodical as far as their way of. You're not looking for a lot of big yards, just trying to get 4 or 5, 3, 4 or 5 yards, more 4 or 5 yards here and there.
The defense hasn't exactly been great, not exactly terrible either, but they have been making the most of any sort of penalties that has gone in Grossmont's favor.
Excuse me. Dante Bell thought he was thinking about taking off with it, but I guess he figured he didn't want to risk turning the corner and getting tackled, so he throws the ball out of bounds. He was out of the pocket, so no grounding. Late substitution. Huskies trying to get their positioning. Huskies got 1 wide receiver on the near side, 2 on the far side. 3rd and 4. They decided to run up the middle, but got nothing. Damage Potts could not find any daylight up the middle. Huskies tried to catch Grossmont out of position, catch him off guard a bit by running it on 3rd and 4.
I don't know how much they're going to catch him off guard. The play clock was winding down. They got that off at like maybe 1 second left to go.
So the Huskies looks like they're not going to try for another 4th down conversion here. They're just going to punt and see if they can pin Grossmont deep in their own territory with 9:20 and counting in the 2nd quarter. pressure. It's off. There's a flag down on the far side. Punt's fielded at the 14. Grossmont runs into his own player and then tackled by number 24, Adam Weezar.
It was Carlos Jimenez with the return for Grossmont College.
Looks like the flag was thrown before the punt, though, so I wonder what the call's going to be.
So false start on the Huskies. So first down, Grossmont.
Let's see. The referee was chucking the ball to the sideline judge and hit a Huskies player instead. It throws a little off.
For a second, I wasn't quite sure where the chain gang was going. I'm like, well, it was a penalty on the Huskies. They're going back a little bit from where, you know, Jimenez had received the ball. I'm like, no, you gotta move it up a bit.
Yeah,
it's after the play.
Yeah, I thought maybe they're going to decide to mark the 5 yards after the punt return. But either way, it's first and 10 at the Grossmont 32. Huskies didn't get a chance to pin them in as deep as they would have liked. Pitch outside to number 24. He turns the corner. He's got one man beat, and he's pushed out at the Grossmont 47. But there's a flag on the field. 2 flags, one at the 34, another one at the 37. So usually kind of you're thinking maybe a hold call, Grossmont, and it looks like they're coming back. And the call, it is going to be against Grossmont. It is going to be a holding.
So holding on the Griffins. It's going to bring this one back and then some.
It's one of the things that you got to think really annoys coaches when you get a good first down, especially a good first down run or first down play that gets you 10, 15 yards. You get a nice chunk of yardage, all to have it called back on a hold. So the ball's backed up. It's going to be about 1st and 17 from the Husky 25. No, 1st and 20, excuse me. It doesn't look like it's 10 yards back. High snap, pressure. Huskies flush the quarterback out, and he's got nothing to do but throw it out of bounds on the far sideline. Good pressure. The pressure's kind of two-pronged. It came up first, kind of up the middle, and then on the backside. So quarterback couldn't just roll to the far side cleanly and try to turn up because he had too many guys on his heel. So now 2nd and 20 from the 25. Yeah, this is okay.
Yeah,
they're okay. So
they're definitely out of position.
Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking that's right on the field, but it's just not 2nd and 20. It should be 2nd and about 17. So the scoreboard says 2nd and 20, but it should be 2nd and 17. Either way, drop back pass, has time. The pass is complete and dropped. Wow, Huskies would have been short of the first down, but it would have gotten at least a good 12, 13 yards on that.
That's right, too. Jaheim Allen couldn't come down with it. Hit him square in the hands, but sometimes it's a little bit too much. Just came in a little bit hot.
Mm-hmm.
So scoreboard has yet to be updated. So either that's wrong or the chain gang's wrong. But, you know, that holding call is supposed to be a 10-yard penalty. And
from the spot of the foul. I think they did it from the spot of the foul. Either way, 3rd and long. Drop back rolls to the near side. Still rolling, still rolling. It's pressured out. Pass is complete short. I was going to look at my sheet, but I realized my sheet is not accurate, so it's number 16 caught the pass, but well short of the first down.
That was Beyondre White.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to have to assume that I pronounced it correctly.
DeAndre? Well, if I can get my. Let's see if I can-
That is assuming it's spelled correctly on the site.
I would assume so.
I would hope so. So Griffins will punt.
Fair catch called at the 27 by Hicks. Seems to be doing a bit of everything. He's listed as a wide receiver. It's 5'10", 190, sophomore. Previously played at Sam Houston. Out of Duncan Hill High School in Dallas. Oh, yes. Not DeAndre, but Beyondre. Number 16 for Grossmont.
Which is why I say, I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully it's spelled right, because I haven't seen that name before. I've seen, DeAndre, very common. Never seen Beyondre before.
Unique. 1st and 10. Huskies going to flinging this up in double pressure.
And a
A
flag.
flag thrown.
That should be pass interference,
If so, good job by.
because that definitely was a catchable ball.
Was a catchable ball with under double coverage. That's Camarion Thornton. So for him to be able to fight the way he did to get in double coverage, fighting for the ball, to draw a penalty and a defensive pass interference.
That is
That's
indeed
great.
the call, though.
Yeah, that's a great job on his part.
Pass
to fight for the
interference
ball.
on the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a hard catch considering he was under double coverage, but the ball was in the vicinity of the receiver. He could have had a reasonable attempt at it.
So 15-yarder 1st and 10 at the Husky 43. Drop back pass. Another deep ball here. And then another flag. Usually you would not think throwing into double coverage would be a good idea. I would say 99% of the time it isn't.
Yeah, the cornerback was really just focused on pushing the receiver out of bounds, not so much making a play on the ball itself.
Let's see. Oh no, they're calling interference. They're calling interference on offense. This one's going against the Huskies.
Yeah, so pass interference on the Huskies. An unfortunate call, but I'm sure Grossmont's happy to see that one.
So perhaps throwing into double coverage shouldn't be a strategy that's bread and butter to this offense.
No.
Got a sub coming in for Grossmont. This is Israel Noah, linebacker, comes in. This is interesting. It looked like they got backed up. Let's see. They backed up 15. Wait a minute, I thought the offensive pass interference was a 10-yard penalty. But they got backed up 15 yards. So now it's reading 1st and 23 from the Husky 28. So Husky's going to go with a little bubble screen here and could not stay up on his feet. There's William Dorsey. Stumbled forward maybe a couple of yards, if that. But they're going to say no gain. Substitution for the Huskies. This is David Torres coming on. It's wide receiver out of Santa Fe High School, Norwalk. Huskies got their work cut out for them on this drive with 6 minutes left in the first half. And Huskies going to call timeout. See Dante Bell signaling to the referees. That should be their second timeout. I'm still curious. The offensive pass interference, I thought was a 10-yard penalty. But it looks like they got tagged for 15 yards. So, I mean, there's been some changes. I mean, I know in the NFL, I believe it's 15 yards. It's 10 yards on the offense. As Robles ever so diligently is on the NFL website to see what they have to say about offensive pass interference calls. This might be worth a call to Jim Sartoris or Rich Cullen. We get a clarification on SCF on 3C2A SCFA rule of offensive pass interference. I think we stoked Albert Robles' curiosity here. Huskies need to be curious about getting them some good yardage here. They're second and long. The pass is complete back to the original line of scrimmage. That's David Torres, who had just came in. Nice catch. And got to the line of scrimmage and then some, so it'll be 3rd and 9. Be a 14-yard gain on the pass. 5:30 and counting in the half.
Yeah, according to official rules that I see, pass interference by the offense should be a loss of 10. Unless things are different at the NCAA level, which I know there are some differences, but that usually yardage isn't really one of the main ones.
Right. So 3 wide on the near side. Bell drops back. He's got a guy beat him. He can get the catch. And he does not. He dropped it at the last minute. Oh, man. Wide receiver had a step on the defensive back, but the ball kind of looked like it kind of trailed behind the receiver at the last minute. Pretty good throw, just did not have just enough air. Receiver had to kind of stretch backward to make the catch. Looks like he had it in his hand, though, but when he hit the ground, the ball popped free. So incomplete, 4th and 9. The Huskies will be forced to punt.
So timeout by Grossmont with 5 minutes, 4 seconds remaining here in the first. Huskies with a 7-point advantage as of right now.
Gotta make sure we mention that we are joined this season for home games by Power 106. They're DJs, they're down doing their thing. They're on the home side of the stands. I want to say they're by gate 5. They're in the special access area. A lot of room for them to set up with their tent. I don't know, there's 4 of them. I don't know all their names, but I do know there's Ashley and I got to look up their other guys. I want to make sure I give them their props. So the punt, fair caught at the 26, but there's a flag down.
See what the official call is. It's going to be holding on Grossmont.
So that'll back them up. As we look down on the side, on the home sideline here, about the 27-yard line, is the fearless leader, athletic director Bobby Gudino, former head coach, and members of his staff, almost all of them. mentioned they're all huddled up there. I was joking with Coach Gudino earlier. Maybe we should get him a nice lazy boy. Make him nice and comfortable on the sidelines now that he doesn't have to worry about down in the headset and doing and calling plays and such. I'm sure Steven Morales will try to find him a nice couch. Let's see who else we see down here. And that flag will kill the play there. Usually in the area of false start or illegal shift by the offense. Let's see what they call. Unless there was encroachment on the defense.
Some Huskies did get jumpy, but I didn't see, at least from my advantage, any premeditated movement.
Offsides. Interesting. Traditionally, they don't stop the play, blow the play dead on offsides. It's like a free play for the offense, unless it was encroachment, and then they might blow it dead. But usually, offsides, typical offsides penalty on the defense, ends up being a free play for the offense. So,
I think they're going to be quick to blow it dead in a lot of those circumstances, particularly if they kind of blow right past the offensive line a little bit. It's more so a safety thing now.
Yes.
Because, it could be a free play, but, priority is always going to be, protecting the quarterback.
Good pressure there, flushing the quarterback out of the pocket to the near side. Pass is incomplete. Pass intended for Ashton Tomlinson. It's a 5'10" freshman. So this is 2nd and 5 now from the Grossmont, I'll say 22. Huskies show blitz. And the ball is incomplete off to the flat. Looked like maybe, I thought maybe number 50, Brody Sutherland might have gotten his hand on the ball. Either way, it's an incomplete pass to the flat on the near side. And I'll bring up 3rd and 5. 4:43 left in the half. Huskies with a 14-7 lead. I would say the Huskies' defense has played pretty well. Although both teams have shown liability defending the deep ball. 3rd and 5. It'll be a run up the middle, but the Huskies swallow it up at the 23-24. It'll be 4th down, and the Griffins will have to punt. I guess Grossmont thought that they had success fooling the Huskies on a 3rd down run play for 3rd and 4 in the previous series, so they figured they'd try it again, but this time the Huskies wisened up to it. Griffins were kind of late to bring their punt team on. I guess because it was 4th and 1. I guess interesting. It looked like the player was down at the 24, but they're saying he was down at the 25, so it's 4th and 1. So I guess the Griffins maybe thought about going for it, but instead it'll be a punt. Oh, almost blocked there. Low snap. Oh, he dropped the ball, but he recovered at the 27. That's Chris Hicks. He's done a lot, but he's been his forays in the punt return.
A little uncharacteristic there. Like, he's been pretty reliable.
Well, remember he did have the fumble on one of the previous punt returns. So maybe super talented guy, but maybe wonder maybe if someone else should be handling punt return duties. Maybe save him just for kickoffs or just offensive duty. Offense will take the field. 3:36 left in the half. They lead 14-7. They'll start at their 27-yard line. Pass is thrown incomplete. Initially stood up at the 35, but a bunch of Huskies pushed the pile forward. Good effort there. Got a couple extra yards. Okay, well, it looked like maybe they got a couple extra yards. They got 1 extra yard, but still good effort. So it'll be 2nd and 1 from the Husky 36. Drop back pass into the flat, complete. Does he turn the corner? Oh, serious hit.
Big hit, but clean. Oh,
and
a flag. There it is.
Now, the hit looked like initially
I didn't
clean.
see any helmet to helmet, but it looked clean.
It sounded like it, but it looked clean. And you can hear the Grossmont coaches in their coaches box whooping it up. They got fired off that hit. But there were flags at the end, it looked like. So you wonder, now the hit was made on the Husky sideline, so you're hoping that maybe one of the Huskies on the sideline didn't come onto the field to take exception to the hit. You got to understand, hey, football is football, a hard hit. That's what happens sometimes.
So the flag is being waved off.
I mean, you got to. I mean, I'm sure Coach Robles is not happy about it. He feels he's going to argue about.
He probably wanted a targeting call for sure.
Now, interesting enough, we're under the impression that the hit was made to stop the runner from advancing, but he did turn the corner right before he was hit, and in turning that corner, he got the 1 yard he needed for a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10 for the Huskies at the 38. Handoff, running on the right side and cut back left into the middle. Tackled at the 42-yard line. Looks like Brandon Guerin was able to make scratch out about 4 yards on that run. So it'll be 2nd and 6. 2:02 left in the half. Quarterback Dante drops back. He's chased into the near side, throws incomplete. Nearest receiver was Hicks.
That's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Or not. There it is.
Now I got to admit, this is new.
Does it
You
not
usually don't see a 2-minute
warning.
warning.
Exist here at JUCO?
Well,
no, it does.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Did college always have
It's a new rule in NCAA this
year. Okay,
year.
there you go. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute. Since when did college have 2-minute warnings? But now.
This year.
Oh.
This year.
Well, we did mention there was a lot of rule changes that came into effect this year.
That is one of them.
So 2-minute warning. That's going to be a new thing to say. Even as, we're people that I assume watch NFL on a somewhat regular basis, but it's still weird to say. It's going to have to take some getting used to saying at this level.
Technically speaking, it is the 2-minute timeout. Originally at the NFL level, it was called the 2-minute warning because it was simply a way of the official letting those in attendance know how much time was actually left in the game. Hey, there's 2 minutes left, 2 minutes left. Back in the half, 2 minutes left in the second half. Eventually, NFL incorporated it to be, hey, at that time, we'll just take a timeout. And it is technically in the NFL the 2-minute timeout. But because they had been using the term a 2-minute warning, that term stuck.
Oh.
And since it's now being incorporated into the collegiate level, they're you'll hear a lot of the broadcasters refer to it as the actual official term, which is the 2-minute timeout. Whereas the NFL, it's more of a legacy term.
Well, you know what? With that education that you just gave me, Albert, I will forever call it the 2-minute timeout. when we're on the broadcast.
You are one of the few who will, because like, a lot of my friends are like, no, I grew up with the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, it shall stay.
I like 2-minute warning, but I don't have that big of an ego about it. And that pass is, nope, it was hit the ground before it was caught. Pass intended for David Torres. Couldn't get his hands under it. So the Huskies will have to, now with 4th and 6, will have to punt. So depending on the event of this punt, Griffins may have enough time to mount something. Oh, the fake! They're gonna. Oh, he's tackled! Did not fool the Griffins.
It definitely caught them off guard, but that defensive line held very strong for Grossmont College. It's going to be a turnover on downs with 1:46 remaining, and the Griffins are going to find themselves in decent field position as they're going to be on the Husky 40.
Was that Zach Camarena? I'm trying to see. It looks like it's 6 or 9. I think that's a 6. That is a 6. Excuse me. So they brought out Zach Camarena on a punt fake. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I take that back. I thought he stayed out. I thought he was on a punt. No, he wasn't. But interesting punt fake call, because usually on a punt fake like that, you usually would see pass. You wouldn't see run. But it just did not fool the Griffins in any way, shape, or form. So they'll take over in Husky territory at the Husky 39. Drop back pass. It's intercepted! Picked off at the 11-yard line of the Huskies. And that is number 10, Dalen Story. Freshman. Excellent pickoff there. So now the Huskies have a shot here. They'll be deep in their own territory, but they may have a shot here to mount something with 1:39 left in the second quarter.
It was a great deep ball throw by the Griffins.
It was an excellent throw, but a great read by Story.
An excellent read by Story to pick that one off right along the sideline. Did a little tiptoe. Judge was right there, saw it all the way.
And he caught it in front of Bobby Godinez. Godinez, said he was former coach, but Godinez, a safety, defensive backfield guy himself, flings it up for grabs, and that's going to be picked off by the Griffins. It's a bad pass there off the back foot. That is number 3, Christian Boykins, who had a freebie. Looked like Bell just kind of flung it up. Was he under pressure? It didn't seem like he was under a lot of pressure, but, the Cardinals sent throwing off the back foot, Albert, and just looked like he was hoping that he would have a guy open, but he overthrew the receiver, and it was 2 defensive backs in the vicinity of the ball, and it was an easy interception.
So back-to-back punts, back-to-back picks have basically equated to what would have been a Husky punt had they not gone with that fake punt.
Which is crazy. You would like, at least if we're going to have back-to-back punts, we would want more time to come off the clock. But anyway, Griffins, they'll have the ball, but this time in their own territory at their 38. Well, double handoff, fake. Pass is overthrown, incomplete. Jaheim Allen was the intended target.
Linebacker Brody Mailing was in a charging position, so he was coming hot, a little too hot to have a chance of picking that one off. It was thrown right over his head.
Pass complete up down the middle. That's Jaheim Allen. As the ball is in Husky territory at their 47. Grossmont figures to hurry up.
Just over a minute remaining. Clock continues to wind down.
Yeah, they'll hurry up. They only got 1 timeout, even though they got a minute to go. Drop back pass. into the flat, complete. Number 24, delivers a hit. He's forced out, but he's the one that delivered the hit.
That was Derek DuBose, big boy running back. Well, he looks big from up here. He's 5'9", 170.
That hit looked big.
It's a big hit.
So he actually, in that hit, he was able to get positive yardage and stepped out of bounds. So he got the clock to stop with 54.8 remaining. 2nd and 4. Huskies trying to defend against the pass here, not to give up a late touchdown. That pass is complete. Tackle in bounds, though. But the result of the play should be a first down for Grossmont.
It's another completion to Jaheim Allen. 40 seconds left on the clock. Grossmont driving.
That pass gotten off just in time. It's going to be picked off. Intercepted at the 3-yard line. Well, I'm trying to say, it looks like it was number 16. Trying to find who picked it off. Give me 1 second, Albert.
That was Deldrick Madison credited with the interception. Also a flag on the play. There was a personal foul. Personal foul on Grossmont, so that's going to bring the Huskies out to the 20.
Grace, our PA, eagle eye, Jonathan Grace, had the eye on the interception. Wait a minute. I guess
also,
it was an interception.
It looks like they negated the call.
Ooh, that's interesting. Did we catch that call? Oh man! So
officially a roughing the passer negated the interception.
The statistician had an eye on it, so Huskies had a chance to get out of the quarter, get out of the half with the lead intact. Now they have to protect against it because it's 2nd and 10, but Grossmont's in the red zone. They're at the 20, Huskies 20. 25.4 seconds left, 1 timeout. You got plenty of time to find the end zone. Grossmont does.
And plenty of room to get a first down, possibly stop the clock a little more.
And that ball's out in the flat. Incomplete. He caught it out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 10. 19.2 left on the clock. Huskies trying to protect a 14-7 lead.
The receiver had full control, but was already out of bounds by the time that happened.
I thought maybe he might have dragged a foot down before he went out, but the referee said nope, did not. So here's a test, early season test for this Huskies defense. Can they keep Grossmont out of the end zone and get into the halftime, get into the locker room with the lead? 3rd and 10, Huskies 20. Grossmont pick the ball in the center. Double fake, did not fool anybody. That's a sack. Trumel Isaacs was not fooled on a double handoff fake.
So that's going to force Grossmont to use their last timeout. 12.6 seconds remaining. And it's also going to be 4th down for Grossmont. So big decision time here. Do you think your kicker has enough of a leg and is accurate enough to go for the field goal try, or do you just try to go for the end zone?
It depends. If you think, it depends on how you feel about your kicker having.
If your kicker's strong, the choice is easy. Go for the field goal.
If he's strong, but also if he can get a good angle. Remember that first field goal to try, it was a low kick. So if your kicker, if they don't think that this kicker can get some air under his kick, then maybe they try to just go for the fourth down conversion, which would be 4th and 20.
And it's funny because like if this were an NFL game, oh yeah, like easy choice, just go for the field goal. Like this is like nothing yardage to anybody who can kick. But at this particular level, it's a lot harder. A lot harder, and not as automatic as some would say.
No. Jamal Isaacs, defensive end. It's a sophomore. Last played at Monterey College. Where? New Rochelle, New York. He's originally from Florida, though, so I can't claim him. He went to high school in Crestview, Florida. But that's the last New York area plug I'm giving this broadcast.
So the offense is staying on the field for Grossmont. They're going to take a shot.
In a way, why not, right? And the Huskies want to make sure their coverage is straight. So it's
going to be a Husky timeout.
We'll take a timeout.
And I think that was a good idea. I think they might have been close to too many men being on the field.
That's definitely not a penalty you want to incur, particularly, especially on a fourth down play, especially on a 4th and long. So 12.6 on the clock. 4th and 20. This is after a big sack by sophomore defensive end Tramell Isaacs. Power 106 jamming in between during play stoppages. Give a big shout out to them and their DJ crew down there.
Doing a good job entertaining the crowd here today.
Job. So 4th and 20, Huskies got 4 down at the line. They got 5 guys hovering around the 20. Quarterback escapes the pocket. Deep pass. It is
intercepted
in the end zone.
4.3 seconds remaining.
Like number
in
13,
the half.
Kalik Johnson gets himself an INT. And with 4.3 seconds, if you think the offense will just kneel. Kind of hoping at this point with everything.
With their current field position, just take a knee and go into the half happy knowing that you kept them to 1 score.
Quick knee down by Bell, and that's halftime. Clock's hit 0. And Huskies will take to the locker room, up 14-7. Season opener, home opener for East Los Angeles College football. Arnie Robus is the interim head coach, his first season at the helm. He's going to take the locker room with a lead at half. Power 106 will DJ to halftime, and we'll step away because we got to feed Albert.
We'll be right back in about 15 minutes. You've been watching Husky football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we are back live from Weingardt Stadium, located on the campus of East Los Angeles College here in Monterey Park for the start of the second half, third quarter here in today's action between your East Los Angeles College Huskies and the Griffins of Grossmont College. And Huskies will be kicking it away this half.
Kickoff is slightly short. Takes a weird bounce behind the returner. He's going to have to field it at the 5 and see if he can do something. He cannot. Huskies. Oh, he's still on his feet. Wow, he's turned around and he's swallowed up near the goal line. That should be very interesting because you would think he's going to be down close to the goal line. Let's see where they put the ball. I think that was maybe a case of trying to make too much out of, trying to do too much out of a bad situation. Looks like they're going to place the ball at the Grossmont 3.
So not the best of field positions for Grossmont to start off. And a really good kick by East LA to really get things going here.
Yeah, good kick. Eluded the kick returner. The ball bounced to the side and behind him. He tried to pick the ball up. The Huskies were quick to swarm to him. Hit him initially. Didn't put him down. That ball, the runner is dropped. Trying to turn the corner on the far sideline. He may have lost a yard, and he did lose a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the Grossmont 2. Needless to say, Grossmont needs to be careful. They want to avoid a situation where they end up with end up giving up a safety.
You know, the ball's right there on the 1-yard line.
If you're the Huskies, you will love the opportunity to tackle them in the end zone, but you don't want to be overzealous either. You have to be aggressive but smart. Decide to hand the ball off again, and this time
met with a huge pack of Huskies.
They try to drive him back into the end zone, but forward progress.
That should draw a flag.
That might be a flag on ELAC too. Yep,
that's definitely going to be roughing. Excessive roughness for sure.
Unnecessary. Yeah, I don't know what.
Unnecessary roughness.
And it's on Camarena, who's been in it, seems to have his nose where the ball is, but it looked like he might have given an extra shove when the play was blown dead. So they're going to call unsportsmanlike on ELAC, and that's just not smart. You have Grossmont backed up pretty much at their end zone.
Yeah, like he gave him an extra throw down into the ground afterwards, and
yes.
It's just not necessary at all.
It's just really bad. I mean, like Camarena, you think he's a sophomore, you should know better. So new lease on life a bit for Grossmont as they have the ball now 1st and 10 at their 18. Quarterback drops back, passes it to the flat, complete. Huskies bring the ball carrier down at the 20, so not much.
Going to be a gain of about 1 for Grossmont.
And going over the first half stats, before we get to the first half stats, you get the impression that for the most part, the Huskies defense has been able to keep a lot of things in front of them. Of course, they gave up the 25-yard, what was that touchdown pass? It was a 25-yard touchdown pass from Matt Barton to Evan Rearick. But that was a rare case of Huskies letting the wide receiver get behind the defense. But most of the time, for most of the game so far, the Huskies have kept the action in front of them defensively. That pass is complete to number 4, who's brought down quickly. Jaheim Allen, short of the first, so it'll be 3rd and 3. So some first half stats. Of course, Huskies lead 14-7. Grossmont, now not halftime, but now Grossmont's up to 10 first downs, 6 passing. Kind of gives you an idea how well the Huskies have done against the run. But they've gotten 3 first downs on penalties. Huskies so far lead in total yards, 167 to 111. It's 3rd and short. Handoff reverse on the other side. Huskies drop him at the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit.
Nice
And it
head-on
looks like
tackle.
might have been Camarena, might have redeemed himself for that foolish unnecessary roughness penalty, forcing a punt here. Got nothing on that third down run. So be about 4th and 2 from
It was a clean tackle, but it had
the.
but it had the intensity of a sharpshooter tackle. Like, just came right at him.
Yeah, it makes you want to clear your throat with a sharp hit. Well, you would think. You see Hicks stationed at the 35. Grossmont gets the punt off. Hicks will field at the 30. He takes up field, and he's brought down gang tackle style at the 46. So maybe 40, between 45 and 46. A good return, nonetheless. So Huskies will start with good field position. They'll place the nose of the ball right at the 46. So far, Huskies lead the total yards 167 to 112. Huskies have the advantage passing 140 to 79 in yardage. Each team has 1 sack. Grossmont has given up 2 interceptions. Huskies have given up 1. Not too much in terms of rush yardage for either team. And there's movement on the offensive line for ELAC, and they'll be backed up 5 yards. Huskies have forced 5 punts by Grossmont. Not bad yardage on the punt average, 40.4 for Grossmont. But actually, it looks worse when you consider that the Huskies turned the ball over on one of those punt returns. Run to the near side. This is Hicks tried to turn the corner. Didn't get much. Well, he's brought down. I said that was Hicks. I was mistaken. It was not Hicks on the carry. So actually lost 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 12 from the Husky 44. Bell drops back pass. Short pass is dropped. That was towards Hicks. Hicks had a defender draped at his feet, Albert. May have messed with his ability to catch the ball. So 3rd and long now. Offense gets to play from the sidelines. Huskies have 3 wide to the far side, 1 wide on the near. Bell in the gun with a running back behind him. Drops back, looks forward, lets one fly, complete at the 39, at the 41 to the 39. It's like that was number 2, Camarion Thornton. Caught the pass on the run in space.
Big first down for East LA at this point.
Yeah, definitely so. You know, Huskies are at a point where they want to be able to move the ball and try and reestablish control of this game. Pass to the flat on the far side, complete. Had some room, almost escaped 1 tackle, but got brought down. Looks like Brandon Giron should get at least 5 or 6 there. They'll give him 6. Have 2nd and 4 at the Griffin 30, looks like the 33. Gun in the gun. Handoff. Oh, Griffin's had it snuffed out, but he escaped the tackle. Let's see if he can at least get back to the line of scrimmage. He loses 1 tackle, and he's down at the 32. Might have gotten a yard, but that's an impressive yard given that he almost got tackled for a loss.
Doesn't seem like a lot gained, but in reality, considering to what they've lost, it is a huge, huge play. and still only 3 and 4. Sorry, 3rd and 4 in this particular scenario with that no gain play.
I thought maybe he got a yard, but they didn't give him. So all of that for no gain, but it's a big no gain. So it keeps it 3rd and short. Bell fakes the handoff, fakes the pass, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run, and he's going to take off and be forced out at the 25-yard line of Grossmont.
They definitely got the necessary 4 yards for a new set of downs. East LA in really good position here, almost in the red zone. 1st and 10 on the Grossmont 25.
The thing about Bell is he seems really comfortable being I guess a pocket passer, but there he didn't try to force the issue passing. He had room running and he used his legs. Yeah. Huskies tried to use their legs on the run there, but Grossmont had it sniffed out. And there's some chatter on the home sideline. They're thinking maybe they're a little too aggressive. They bringing down Giron. No flags, though. I think the PA said it was a sack, but it should be tackle for loss. It was a running back. We lost a 5.
Tackle for loss, second down at the 30.
Again, the running game has not yielded much for the Huskies. They've only, so far, they're only averaging about 2.4 yards per rush. They're able to do the damage with the passing. We're going to try an end around here. This is starting. He gets to the corner, gets upfield, and he's brought down, looks like at the 21 or the 20. They're going to say he's down at the 20. Those outside runs, the biggest factor is being able to turn the corner. If you're a defender, you want to be able to get the runner down right as he turns the corner or before. Because if you turn that corner and they have some daylight, they can get some positive yards. So, well, it should be about a 10-yard run there. It'll give the Huskies another manageable 3rd down. It'll be should be 3rd and 4. And this will be Huskies timeout.
So 6:44 left here in the 3rd. Game seems to be moving a little quicker now. Now that we've kind of gotten, the emotional penalties out of the way.
I was just looking at the penalties. That's something that's often a bugaboo at this level. Grossmont has 6 penalties for 109 yards. Huskies have 7 penalties for 128 yards. The Huskies are close to averaging at least 15 yards. Wait a minute, let me make sure I got that right. They are averaging over 15 yards per penalty. That's not acceptable. Not that 6 for 109 is any less unacceptable. Just goes to show you the nature of the penalties. Like you said, emotional. These are not of the offside to false start type of penalties. Late hits, unnecessary roughness, things of that nature. Whooping it up a little too much. To be fair, it's a tough task, particularly at this level, to teach young men in an very emotionally driven sport to kind of be able to walk the line. Huskies looking to walk the line here to try to get 5 yards, at least 5 yards to move the chains and keep this drive going. 3rd and 5 at the Griffins 20. Motion. Pass. Thrown. It is broken up. Excellent breakup there. Got to give props to Chris Ackridge, defensive back out of Mount Miguel High School, San Diego. Excellent breakup there. Prevented what could have been close to at least a 1st down catch, if not threatening to be a touchdown. So the Huskies have a decision here. Will they go for it, or will they see if their kicker can try what would amount to be a 32-yard field goal? The offense is staying on the field, Albert, so they're going for it. 4th and 5 at the Griffin 20. 6:39 left in the 3rd quarter. pass. Bell. He got swallowed up. He's down.
No flags in the vicinity, so this one is going to stand.
Looks like 42, Joshua Collins, was first to hit him. We mentioned at the beginning of the game that the Griffins feel their strength is their front seven. It came to pass on that play. Huskies will turn it over on downs.
And also it was a similar scenario that Grossmont was facing at the end of the half. You know, it's a scenario of like, do you trust your kicker enough to make that distance? Because again, like this is, you know, not to knock anybody, but this is the JUCO level. If you're a kicker worth your salt, you're not going to be playing at this level.
Yeah, you're going to be at, most likely, if you're got any type of leg inconsistency, you're going to be at a 4-year at the very least. Now, that's not to say the Huskies haven't had kickers that can make.
Absolutely. Like you can absolutely find the talent. It's just really hard.
Yes, it is. As you alluded to, and you're bringing up bad memories from 2 years ago, where the Huskies had major issues with their place kicking and special team kicking, and it costed them at least 3 wins, 2 to 3 wins in a year, where the division was up for very much up for grabs.
Absolutely. Like, if they had a good kicker that year, would have been a much better season.
It would have.
At least on record, it would have been a much better season.
Probably talking about their first division championship as a national league championship as a national member.
Swallowed up on 1st and 15. It's going to be a loss of about 2.
Is that Brody Sutherland? We've called his name a couple of times today. Nice tackle for loss pursuit in the backfield there. Again, neither team has had luck with the running game, and that's a credit to both teams' defenses, particularly their front 4, front 7. 5:55 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Drop back pass on 2nd down, and there's a fumble, but it looks like Grossmont. Did they recover? A lot of stuff went on down there, but it looks like Grossmont did recover, but they're going to lose a bunch of yards. Again, the Huskies, similar to how Grossmont their front imposed their will on that 4th down conversion try, now the Huskies are returning the favor. I see some body language.
It looks like the quarterback might have gotten off like a last-minute lateral. I don't know if that was complete, but it looks like they did manage to actually get off that particular pass.
Either way, they lost a lot of yards. So it's now it's 3rd and, geez. They're going to say, no, it's definitely not 2nd and 15. It's going to be like 3rd and, looks like, if my eyes are right, 3rd and 24? 23, I was close. 3rd and 23. Opportunity for Huskies defense to get them off the field here just by playing smart. Flush out pass, complete to number 16, but he's met immediately. DeAndre White on the catch, but nowhere near close to 1st down, so Huskies defense does their job on down to 1st and 2nd down. Made it an easy 3rd down stop, gave them an opportunity for an easy 3rd down stop, which they did. And now the Griffins will punt fairly deep in their own territory. Hicks, is that Hicks back to return? Trying to see the number. Punts off. High punt. And
Hicks unable to make a play on it. Takes a nice Griffin bounce. Goes out of bounds.
I almost have to give credit to Christian Boykins, who was gunning down on that punt. I almost think that maybe he was gunning to kind of cause the Huskies to maybe think twice about what they want to do as far as trying to field the punt, which is a good strategy. You know, they already caused the Huskies to fumble 1 punt return. So good coverage there by Grossmont. Huskies will take over at their 26-yard line. First down. Ball's run to the outside, cuts up someone inside, and he sneaks forward for about a couple yards. We mentioned that both teams have not found much success on the ground. Actually, both teams have dropped their rush average. They were at 2.4 and about 2.5, 2.7. Now, Grossmont's down to 1.1, while the Huskies are down to 1.9 yards per rush. So,
yeah, the rushing average is going to take a hit when you have a huge sack loss that they did a few plays ago.
This is Bell. He's going to slide forward smartly. Probably be down. Let's see. Guess they're going to give him forward progress to the 33. So it should be 3rd and 3. Okay, they're adjusting the marker now. The down marker. It says 3rd and 2. 3rd and 3. Handoff off the middle. I don't know if he got it. It looks like
he's going to be just short, although the far side judge looks to be on to the left of the 6. They're going to move it up. That's a first down.
I mean, he got. Are they? Let's see. Yeah, they are. Okay. Just enough. I mean, you're talking about if he was an inch short. If that runner was down an inch less, it would have been 4th and inches. So he got literally just enough to move the chains. But move the chains the Huskies do. 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Probably got the ball just past the threshold before any other part of his body touched the turf.
So important. Swing pass to the outside. Griffin sniff it out. And this is going to be a loss as a gang of Grossmont players converge on Guerin. What we're seeing now is that it seems like the Griffins are getting an even better read on the Huskies' short yardage plays. So they're going to eventually, it sounds like they're going to have to force, Huskies may have to be forced here to throw more downfield to get their first downs. The question is, can Bell get his passes off in time if he has to do that? He may have to do that here. 2nd and long. Pass to the flat, complete. Turns up the middle. He's got good yardage. He'll be forced out, looks like at the 42. So he got back what he lost plus 7, call it a 10-yard, maybe 11-yard catch and run. So it's going to be, you got 10 yards on that. So 3rd and 4 from the Husky 42. See a lot of passes to the flat, Albert. I mentioned it last year. I noticed a lot of teams that the Huskies face, including the Huskies themselves, like throwing out to the flats. There's a run inside. Huskies don't seem to want to chance throwing the ball downfield on 3rd down. We're seeing now, particularly in this 2nd half, trying to get the 3rd down by running. Now, they made it a few times so far this game. They've gotten that 3-4 yards they needed, but they did not get it that time. They think maybe went to the well one too many times, trying to sneak a run in on 3rd down and short, or fairly short. So Huskies will have to punt.
Well, the way that they've been playing defense so far, and just under a minute left here in the 3rd, it feels like they're just trying to, even though it's only a 7-point lead, it feels like to me that you're going to the running game just to kill clock, knowing that your defense has held up so far.
And they have, but at the same time, like you said, it's only 7-point game.
It's a weird strategy, but it's working if that's what they're doing.
It's just, but like you said, it's just too much time. We're talking about 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. You still got a whole nother quarter to play. Now, I would think if they could score another touchdown, maybe even score a field goal, go up at least 2 scores, Good coverage there by the Huskies on this punt return, and he's down at the 18. Good job there by the Huskies by sticking with the pursuit, not letting the punt returner get out of pursuit, escape pursuit. And the Griffins, you know, when the Huskies don't shoot themselves in the foot with penalties, they force the Griffins into lousy starting field position. 12.5 seconds left on the clock for the third quarter. Huskies leading Grossmont 14-7. I'm Cerwin D. Haynes, and the man on the board next to me is Albert Robles, jack of all trades, master of many. If he doesn't trademark that, I will for him. It's a run up the middle, and it's just snuffed out completely. I mean, no chance there. That looks like it's Brody Sutherland, and we called his name a bunch of times today. That's number 50. Looks like 50.
Now, that was 98, Jonathan Bernal.
Oh, Jonathan Bernal, okay.
That's the end of the third quarter.
So at the end of the third quarter, Huskies on defense, but they have the lead 14-7. We'll take a short break and we'll be back on sportsnetusa.net.
0-0, 3-0.
So we're back live here at Weingardt Stadium, located on the campus of East Los Angeles College here in Monterey Park for the start of our fourth and final quarter. I'm Albert Robles. Joined with me, of course, is Cerwin D. Haynes, SID, for your ELAC Huskies.
Interception at the 20. He's got nothing in front of him. Touchdown, Huskies!
And a pick six gets things rolling here in the fourth. The Huskies are going to go up 2 scores. We get some late flags.
At least it's after the play. Trying to see that number.
And it looks like we also have an injured player down.
So we'll see what happens.
I hear some of the crowd calling for an EMT because it looked like one of the Grossmont players was just laid out flat. I hope that he is okay.
Give me 1 second.
No, on the tackle.
But let's give credit on a great interception. That's number 23 for the Huskies, Timmy Fleischhood. The sophomore. He was in the middle of a bunch of plays last year on the defense. He gets a big pick six here. And whoever was down, Albert, it looks like they've gotten back up because we don't see them down on the field anymore. So.
Yeah, so very fortunate in that
Yes.
in that particular case. The touchdown does stand.
There were some flags at the end. Maybe some sort of unsportsmanlike. What else is new? But the touchdown stands on a beautiful pick 6. Fleischer snagged the ball at the 20, had nothing in front of him. 20-yard interception return for the TD. Extra point. Oh, there's some jumps.
And a flag. So looks to me there's going to be.
So the kick is no good, but there's a flag. It looks like maybe
somebody jumped
Grossmont,
the gun on the outside for
I think
Grossmont's
Grossmont
part.
maybe jumped.
Because he came flying around that corner hot.
And I see Karobi, the kicker.
Yeah, it is
Pinto,
indeed offsides on the Griffins.
he's pointing, so he'll get another shot at it. We'd like to see a little bit more concentration from Parker Pinto on these kicks, though. I know it's tough when you got a guy gunning around the corner, but as a kicker, that's something that you would think you would have to train how to handle. So you want your guys on the line around at the end to hold up the gunner coming around the end. Does that time, and the kick is still no good.
Looked to be a little wide left looking at the judging.
You know,
But still a 13-point lead for East LA with 14:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Still a 2-score lead on behalf of East LA. So still an excellent position scoreboard-wise for East LA.
still excellent position, but it does feel like, since we mentioned about earlier about the struggles that the Huskies had with their place kicking 2 years ago, you know, some of those scars don't heal easily, particularly for us on the home side of things. But the way this defense is playing, however, Albert, there's a good chance that they may make your words ring true.
I mean, they had a block punt earlier in the game.
They did.
Which I think led to a score, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, they had the pick six just now.
Oh. And the way things are going, the way this game is going, you could argue that a two-score game, two-score lead could make the difference. Of course, you need your defense to continue doing what they've been doing. As Grossmont has yet to show, other than that one 25-yard touchdown pass, but that was off a short field position. Grossmont has yet to show that they can consistently threaten vertically.
And they had gotten that short field position off of penalties, which ELAC has definitely kind of reined in the personal fouls a bit.
Yes, that's a big part of it. Is mentioned the penalty yards, well over 100 yards for each team. So reining, and that was just mostly off the first half. So for the Huskies,
there's been a few penalties in this half, but a lot cleaner second half on both sides of the ball, but especially in the case of East LA.
.50 on the clock as Huskies are set to kick off. So I think we've talked in the past about bugaboos about dark numbers on dark jerseys.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only thing that's kind of safe in this case is it's hard. It might be hard to see from your folks' vantage point. The jerseys are gray. They're kind of like dark gray, almost not charcoal gray, but dark gray. As that kick backs up the kick returner to about the 15, he takes off and he's sandwiched and down at the 27. Those are the types of hits that gets a defense and special teams fired up. Just don't want to get too fired up. But so the jerseys are dark gray. The numbers are in Husky forest green colors.
With a white outline.
With the white outline, which is what's really saving things.
And even from our distance, definitely harder for you at home, given the actual image, which we try to do our best. But from my distance, I can't even tell that it's forest green on the gray. It just looks the same to me.
It looks very close. Obviously, I've seen the jerseys up close, so that's why I can tell you guys that it's gray on gray jersey, forest green. That pass to the sideline incomplete. Looks like Grossmont was aiming for a Beyondre White. Beyondre with a B apostrophe A-N-D-R-E. Beyondre White. Definitely unique name. Then again, I'm kind of the king of the unique names, if I would say so, because my first name is Cerwin. Have you met any other Cerwins?
I have not, I must say.
So I will take that fake title.
You know, I will say, small story. When I first started, doing ELAC games and, talking, like with executive owner Ed Ford, he's like, oh, yeah, like SID Cerwin. I'm like, what now? What?
That is usually the answer. That pass is complete at the 38, and forward progress brings it to about the 42, so Griffins will have a fresh set of downs. That's pretty much the response I get for my whole life.
I Cerwin. It's like Cerwin, like SIR, like win, like I don't. Did I hear you correctly, sir? Okay. And I saw the spelling, and I'm like, that looks like Kerwin to me, but sure, Cerwin.
So the tricky part is the I guess the originality. Now I'm going into my, but trickier is getting people to know the spelling, which is, trust me, I've had to misspell my entire life.
Oh,
and people to remember that C before E-I-O-Y takes an S sound. Yeah, people forget that. So, funny, I've had people add letters into the name that doesn't exist, like Sherwin. Like, where is it? Where do you see an H?
At least that's closer.
Nothing less annoying as Huskies try to annoy the quarterback here on a rollout. He throws last minute. Good hit on the wide receiver as the ball meets both the receiver and the DB there. White is brought down with a hard hit from, I want to say, Dalen Story. So 3rd and 6.
Third down and 6 for Grossmont.
13:31 left in the game. Huskies on defense facing a 3rd and 6. Grossmont trying to convert. Pitch backwards. One kind of Grossmont. Oh, he got free. He got free, but he got stood up right before he got to the first down marker.
Able to break some tackles, gets past the line of scrimmage for a nice gain.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to be down for a loss, but instead he gets.
Just racking up the YAC.
Wait a minute. How about that? Wait a minute. So, okay, so it's 4th and short. So I think it was 4th and short, 4th and 1. And Grossmont lined up quickly for a quarterback sneak. But it might have been too quick because it looked like
I don't even think that the officials were set. And they're actually going to call a false start, so that's really going to hurt them. So it went from a 4th and short to a 4th and 6.
So it was not a bad idea, but the thing is you got to get all your offensive linemen set. And it didn't look like they did. And they really were trying to rush it because they wanted to catch the Husky defense off guard. But they caught their own selves off guard, and now they have to punt. So then now if they're taking an extra second or two to set their linemen, they might have still had enough time to catch the Husky defense off guard for that inch that they needed. But instead, they shoot themselves in the foot, and now they have to punt. And there's a flag on before the kick. Fair catch called. They're going to let the ball drop, and it's going to be down at the 4-yard line. We got to see what the flag is. Referees, linesman talking to the head referee. So it looks like a illegal shift. It's on the punting team on Grossmont, so they'll have to repunt From now, they have to punt from their 43, which is a shame for them because they actually downed the ball at the Husky 4-yard line. They had the Huskies pinned in. So now ELAC will have a shot here for better field position, maybe even a return, or both, a return and better field position. The punt's off, and they're going to let that one go, and they're going to down it at the 8. So a good punt in the sense that it was kind of end over end a bit, line drive-ish, you know, not the type of punt that you want to take a chance on fielding. Plus, it stayed up in the air and gave enough time for the gunners to get downfield. Punt landed about 10 or 11-yard line, and Grossmont fell on it at the 8. So really good punt coverage. Okay, we said the 8, but it looks like they're going to give them the ball at the 12. So the Huskies will have slightly more breathing room to start this drive. 12:19 left in the game. Huskies up 20-7 here in the fourth quarter. Man in motion. Pitch. Grossmont was not fooled. Big tackle for a loss in the backfield. That was Victor Rodriguez trying to catch it on the end around. Again, we talked about Grossmont's front 7. Even though, I guess technically that's a running play. I know some coaches might consider that something of a pass, but it's basically all a pitch, but all intents and purposes of run play, which Huskies have not had any luck with. So now they're backed up inside their 10. Be 2nd and 15 at their, it says 8, but it's at the 9. So pass, dangerous, a little bit of a dangerous pass thrown into coverage. It's incomplete, knocked down. You know, with the lead and the way the Huskies defense have been playing, you know, you don't want to, you know, there's a lot of arguments against playing conservatively. But you can kind of almost understand, given the position, field position, and the score and the time of game, if the Huskies did go conservative on this third down, and just played a punt. Not my favorite, but it's understandable. It's a rollout here. The pass is to nobody, incomplete. So the Huskies try to kind of split the difference between being aggressive but not being dangerous.
It looks like there might have been some miscommunication or some confusion on the scoreboard because it said 2nd and 15, but then like obviously it's now 4th down on the actual down marker. So I think that was 3rd and 15, now 4th and 15 as the punting unit comes on.
See if the Huskies can get this punt off. This is going to be a short punt, which, given the pressure, it takes a Husky bounce. And it's going to be down at the Husky 48. So it's going to be still a short field for Grossmont.
Which is not the worst kick of the day.
No, not the worst. I actually got to give the punter credit because the gunners were coming. I mean, maybe a half second late, and that punt could have been blocked. And you're talking about a safety or even worse, a touchdown if they recover in the end zone. So not the worst punt, and it took a Husky bounce that gave the Huskies extra 10 yards. But again, in Grossmont, they scored their own touchdown off a short field position, so they have a short field position here. They set up at the Huskies 48, 1st and 10. 11-13 left in the game. Huskies with a 20-7 lead. Empty backfield. Quarterback chased out, flushed out. He's going to go run for it. He's going to make it out of bounds out at the 42-yard line. So it looks like he got about, it looks like he got 6, maybe 5.5, 6 on it. So they're going to say, we'll call it 2nd. They're saying on the scoreboard it says 2nd and 5, but it really looks more like 2nd and 4. because the first down marker is at the 38, and in the second down marker, light and mark is at the 42. So 2nd and 4. Grossmont again, empty back to pass. They fling it up in the air. It is complete. Only the second true downfield pass complete, and it was complete. Looks like in a bit of traffic there. Impressive catch there by Jaheim Allen. Maybe it caught the DB's not quite watching the ball the way they should have. 1st and 10 at the 22. Huskies miss a tackle. Running back gets this dash forward for about 4, maybe might have got 5. They got about 4.5. Looks like it's going to be like a long 5. So 2nd and 5. Huskies have been pretty good with tackling here. We haven't seen a couple cases where they missed tackles in the backfield, but didn't miss that one, though. Good tackle.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass, even better. Is that Fleischhood? 23?
Passes to Jaheim Allen. He had.
Yep, that's Fleischhood on the coverage.
Like, he had the hands on it, but Fleischhood came in, wrapped him up, and Allen just dropped it, bobbled just a little bit enough.
Fleischhood with the 20. I got to correct the stats here. So it was a 20-yard interception return. 3rd and 5. Huskies. Oh, good pressure forces pass to the flat to be short.
Barton able to get rid of it right by a receiver before going down hard.
So now it's a decision time for Grossmont. With 9:34 left in the game.
They're on the 17-yard line, so, I mean, realistically, your kicker should have a leg to do it, but offense remains on the field. No special teams coming on.
I think it's maybe a little less about the kicker and more about the time and the situation. They need 2 touchdowns, so a field goal still puts them at a 2-score disadvantage. And they're going to try it 4th and that ball was just overshot by a mile there on 4th and 5.
So big turnover on downs
yes.
with 9:30 remaining. So East LA in a great position to really run out the clock and really take full control of this game. 20-7, 9:30 remaining here in our 4th quarter. We're live here from the stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College Weingardt Stadium, located here in lovely Monterey Park. I'm Albert Robles. Joined with me, of course, is the SID for your Huskies, Cerwin D. Haynes.
Huskies trying to close the doors on this one and give Coach Robles his first win at the helm. Pass. Looks like Huskies try to set up a bubble screen with nothing going. In fact, they're going to lose 3 yards. Looks like there's some confusion as some offensive guys, maybe the linemen are kind of pointing out what's going on. There's a Griffin down.
So an injury timeout for a down player for Grossmont. It's number 50, Khalil Plummer, defensive lineman, sophomore out of San Diego.
During the injury timeout. So, Arnie Robles, the rookie head coach.
No relation, by the way.
Oh, that's right. No relation. Rookie head coach, but the schedule's not going to do him any favors. Not going to take it easy on him. As you look ahead here to what the Huskies are facing. He's still Then the non-conference portion of this schedule.
So Khalil Plummer walks off on his own power, but really hopping on the one leg.
You like to think that at least him getting up is a good sign.
Absolutely. Now he's walking gingerly on both legs, but he is up and about, so a good sign.
Huskies will come back on for 2nd and 12 at their 16-yard line. Now, 2 remaining, and run to the outside, cuts back in, and not a whole lot going on. Might have gotten back to the original, maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. Or ball's going to be placed at the 17. No, at the 15. So it looks like they, is that right, at the 15? Actually, the way the third down marker, they might have lost half a yard, Albert. Now, I was talking about just being given the score and the time left in the game, that's not a bad idea for the Huskies maybe to go a little bit conservative. You don't want to definitely don't want to risk turning the ball over deep in your own territory. And it looks like they're going to do that there with a run. It escapes one tackler. Oh, he's still on his feet. He bounces to the outside. There's a clean side block, no flag. And he is following out at the 20, so he doesn't get the first down. But, man, that was a heck of an effort.
I mean, there are quite a few flags on the play already.
Okay. I apologize.
They're right there on the near side.
I didn't see the near side flag. I was just kind of happy that there was a block like that maybe not got called. But
so those flags flew before, the running back looked to have almost gone down and kind of broke out a little bit. So we'll see what the play was, considering the flag was nowhere near the actual ball carrier.
Right.
Looked to be like there might have been like some defensive holding on the short end by us.
A face mask. And it's going to be automatic first.
Sure, that works. 7:53 remaining, and the Huskies will gladly take that face mask. Just gives them another set of downs and more opportunity to run out this clock and really close out Grossmont's chances at coming back in this game.
And it really gives them breathing room in terms of field position. Should they not convert and not get forced back too much, if they not convert here on this series, at least they'll be punting and be able to back up the Griffins at least onto their own half of the field. So if at worst, it lets the Huskies give them a better chance to play the field position game, which with the way the defense is playing, they can kind of sort of afford to do. But you hopefully for the Huskies, you want to have them get a few first downs here, and that run didn't get much there. But there's a flag on the play coming in from the offensive backfield. Maybe some sort of illegal block. I'm not sure. Offensive holding on the Huskies, so this is going to back them up 10 yards. Now it's going to be 1st and 20. All things considered, Griffins have played pretty well defensively, so this is, if you're the Griffins, at least trying to get the ball back, you got to think you have a good opportunity to force a 3 and out when you need it most, particularly when the Huskies are just running here, and they're going to get caught again in the backfield. Griffins have really snuffed out the run in this second half. That's going to be a loss of at least, I would say, about 5, Albert, as the third down marker is back at the 21.
24 yards to go.
So, should it be third down? It's a second down. Oh, what do we know? Still another run for the Huskies, and that goes absolutely nowhere. Could have sworn it should have been third down, but, you know, what does Dan Gudino always say? Zebras know best. So now it's third and very long. And with 5:51 left, I think the Huskies are thinking what I was opining out loud, which is playing it conservative. Got a 13-point lead against a team that really has not shown any consistency in threatening deep with a vertical passing attack.
It's like, yeah, they got a touchdown, and it was a great play that got them that score, but the circumstances that led to it really weren't ideal. Like, Grossmont has not really shown the ability to effectively drive the ball through the air or on the ground.
And they haven't been able to show, put together a long scoring drive. So, you know, Huskies, you don't want to see the Grossmont front seven keep teeing off on your runners, but you're up 13, and now you're talking about 5:51 left in the game. You got a 2-score lead. You argue you got the lead. You got a 2-score lead, which is the most important part of this. So you don't have to necessarily play with some sort of urgency offensively that you need to score to keep the Griffins from mounting a last-minute comeback per se. But 5:51 is still enough time for weirder things to happen. Weird things to happen, I would say. Third and very long. Huskies are content to run. And they're going to tackle at the 20. Demij Potts won't get much. Huskies feel like they don't get. Now, the only thing I will say though is that with being 4th and 25, is that you would feel better if your Huskies. You would feel better if they're punting. If they instead were stopped where, if you see what the original first down marker is at the 35, instead of punting, you know, if punter's back at the 5, you think, you know, extra 15 yards, you can punt from the 20. At least give the Griffins back them up. At least make them field the punt in their own half of the field. But instead, Griffin punt returner is camping out at his 45, so he's anticipating the opportunity to give the Griffins another short field to work with. 450 and counting. Huskies milking the clock here. Punt, wobbly, line drive. Takes a bit of a fortuitous Husky bounce. They're going to be able to down it at the Griffin 42. So 4:35 left in this one. Huskies with a 20-7 lead. I mentioned the Griffins have gotten even more aggressive defensively. However, they're the ones that are down 13. And the Huskies seem to realize that they don't need to do anything too crazy here. The way their defense is played.
Just stay clean.
Yeah.
Try not to do anything too extra. Don't make any bonehead mistakes.
Empty backfield. Quarterback rolls back. He's being pressured, and he is down!
A big-time sack for East LA.
That looked like Brody Sutherland.
It was number 50 for sure that time.
I think I may give him a little too much credit earlier in the game, but he definitely got the big sack there. And that's going to be a loss of, 15? So second and long. Griffin's got to air it out. Oh, the Huskies just missed an interception. The ball went through the hands of number 2 there.
Pass intended for Carlos Jimenez. Right through his hands, almost deflected into East LA, and that could have really iced this game.
Be that as it may, ELAC does have the Griffins pinned back. Third and, as a lot of broadcasters like to say, forever, at the 32-yard line. Griffins have to get to the Husky 48 for a fresh set of downs. can count on one hand the number of completions above 20 yards that the Griffins have converted. Drops back, empty field. He's rushed. Pass is intercepted. I believe is that number 5 or number 6? That looks like Zach. That is Zach Camarena with the potential game icer. Pressure came from the ends. It was an empty backfield for Grossmont, so no back there to kind of chip the rushing defender. Got around the offensive line, pressured the quarterback to throw a little sooner than he needed to, and Camarena was right there. Couldn't have had an easier INT. So with 3:50 left, Huskies will get the ball deep in Grossmont territory. Too much time to start kneel down on the ball. And they're definitely not in a position, definitely not in a position where they need to really get a first down either. They can really just run it 4 times.
Really just kind of take their time on this possession.
And really, you're not really concerned about how far back you get driven. I mean, you could let the Grossmont pressure front 4 hit you, front 7 hit you and drive you back as much as they want. But with 3:26 remaining and still being in the red zone, Grossmont does have 2 timeouts, but they're down 2 scores, so it wouldn't even probably be worth it to try to stop the clock here. Huskies, of course, they're going to take as much of the play clock as they can for each of these downs. 2nd and 12 at the 20. Push forward. And, man, the Huskies are really moving. They got a gang. This is a group effort here on this run. You got to love it here. They might have gotten the first down on that.
Fantastic second effort on the Husky run.
I believe it was Damaj Potts with the ball, but really you got to give credit to like at least 3 or 4 of the Huskies. And it is a first down, a rare first down on a run conversion. And the Huskies that much closer to putting this one away. 1st and 10 at the 8. First and goal at the 8. Huskies again content to run. You lose one defender. Almost eluded the second, but he's dragged down at the 7, I would say. So 2nd and goal from the 7. This is 4-down territory for the Huskies, but not because they're behind, but because there's no need for them to even thinking about kicking a field goal. And there's still a little too much time left on the clock to kneel it, especially on 2nd down. 2 minutes to go, a 2-minute timeout now. Huskies in great position to give Coach Arnie Robles his first win as a college coach. Now, I propose to our team that he gets the Gatorade bath to celebrate his first win collegiately. I just don't know how many of my team would be willing to lift the Gatorade jug. We have been working hard today, especially in a warm, very warm weather. So I don't know.
Just seems like a waste of Gatorade to me.
What if it's water?
If it's water, that's fine. But it all seems like a waste of water. This is California. We're like perpetually in a drought.
Yeah, but I thought we had some good rain during the rain season earlier this year.
We did.
Oh.
We absolutely did.
We always use bottled water.
Although if I'm Coach Robles, honestly, anybody who does that, you're running a mile.
I like to have him make me run around.
He's like, have fun. Monday morning, you're running some steps all up Weingardt.
He's going to make the athletic staff run steps, including his AD?
Nah. Nah. all players running steps. Congratulations.
Make his players run steps instead. Blame it on the players. So that run gets about nothing. So it's 3rd and goal from the 7. So Grossmont, now they're going to take some timeouts here because at worst you force the Huskies not to be able to run the clock out on this drive.
The odds are definitely not in Grossmont's favor, but you still at least want to try to play the best game you possibly can to conserve as much clock as you possibly can. Even though you're going to be getting the ball back very soon, you want to give yourself a shot.
So here's a question. Obviously, you want to keep things sportsmanlike, but do you kick a field goal if you don't get this 3rd down?
Absolutely.
I kind of think, especially since Grossmont's stopping the clock, I think you have a reason to kick the field goal if you don't convert. Up the middle, twist forward. Huskies are trying to. It looks like they got in. They're in. Touchdown.
So yeah, like in my mind, it would have been more disrespectful if you didn't try to score.
No, you had to run the ball there because they had too much time on the clock and they still had another timeout to stop things. Is that 29? Looks like Tanner Anderson will get the touchdown on the run, and now everything's academic. So I'm sending a message out to the crew to get the Gatorade bath ready. Let's see who actually does it. If I was a betting man, I'd say no one does. So PAT here.
I know it'd be the first one, but it is only just one win. Still got a lot of way to go in this season.
You do got a lot of way to go, and since you did bring that up, we'll go over the Huskies' schedule, which, listen, they're a national division team. Nothing's going to come easy. You got to go all the way out to Santa Maria next week to place Allen Hancock, which is they're always tough. Then you got Fullerton back here in 2 weeks. Fullerton.
That's going to be the toughest game.
Yeah, because you're talking about a team that is probably perennial state title
Pretty
contender.
much always going to be involved.
Yes. So, and we don't want to talk about what happened when the Huskies went down to Fullerton last year. The less was said about that, the better.
Mm-hmm. I heard the stories. I know what happened.
We will not speak of that.
I'm not going to speak about it. I'm just saying I know.
They got another tough opponent after Fullerton. No rest for the weary because you got Golden West coming in. Fullerton Saturday 21st. Then the Huskies back here on Saturday 28th with Golden West, which will be a tough contest. However, I will say that Saturday 28th will be the 50th anniversary of the Huskies' 1974 state championship team, which names blank me here. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you a little bit about that.
While you're looking
Rich
that up.
Gamboa, who was assistant coach this year, but was one-time Huskies head coach, was all in the 74 team. And he's having a big hand in planning the festivities and trying to get all the alumni or surviving alumni from that team together. So that's going to be a big celebration here in 3 weeks. Yeah, that's a tough opponent, Golden West, a team that seems to have had the Huskies number over the past few years.
Yeah, that is a really tough schedule just for September alone, knowing that you got Allen Hancock, Fullerton, and Golden West back to back to back. Not the easiest of feats, particularly on behalf of Fullerton and Golden West. Luckily, right after that, you got Orange Coast College, which should be easier.
Should be
a little bit easier.
A little bit easier.
At least in the scheme of between Fullerton and Golden West. Yeah, OCC is easier.
It's easier, and then you have what we believe to be the first Thursday night game the Huskies have ever hosted, which is Thursday, October 17th. Long Beach is the 3rd annual Clash of the Presidents Cup. Huskies won the first 2 President Cups, and that'll be our annual rivalry game against Long Beach. So that's going to be Thursday, October 17th at 7 p.m. So make sure you note that in your calendar, Albert.
Oh, it
here,
is.
Thursday.
It is noted.
The Griffins will set up near midfield at their 48. A good kickoff return.
1:26 left on the clock. So enough time to at least get a score on the board, possibly do an onside kick if they're able to actually get one in the end zone. In the meantime, they do get the first down.
And if you're the Huskies, look, I know you pretty much have the game in the bag, but still, you don't want to relax too much defensively because you know what they're going to do. Oh, that pass is incomplete, dropped at the 36-yard line. Long Beach is usually a pick 'em. Huskies have had good fortune against Long Beach past 2 years, but you never know. Then another tough one. Heads Huskies the following Thursday, the 24th. They have to go out to Mount Sac.
Yeah, that's not going to be an easy task.
No, not at all. And then Huskies will be back with their final home game of the season. And that's another pick, and this one will be over. That's Fleischman again. He's going to have another pick six again. Get the highlight film ready. This man's gunning for a D1 scholarship.
And already really just building up that resume in this game alone with 2 pick sixes. And, Cerwin, last season we were calling Flash Hood's name a lot last year.
We were indeed. And, I mean, stuff like this, you put on the tape. This program over the past several years have done great with churning out, getting guys D1 transfer scholarships. Not just D1s, but also to the Power Fives. We've got several guys that play even in the SEC. They've got transfer scholarships too. So Fleischhood, keep building up that resume. He's going to get himself a nice. He should have his a nice choice of offers at the next level.
And I know it's in the grand scheme of things, it is a garbage time interception.
It's garbage time interception, but you know what? It looks great on the film.
It still looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is, Grossmont, at least at that time, was still, down by what could be relatively manageable.
It was down 20. I mean, you could. It was a situation where, you're down 3 scores with under 2 minutes to go. You have to comb through the history books at the collegiate level and the NFL level to see how many teams have come back from down 20 with less than 2 minutes to go.
Basically not at all, but but they had a chance to make it look closer than what it did.
And but that's the thing, like we talked about Grossmont's inability to consistently throw downfield. He got a few completions, but then the quarterback made another mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that pass was. I mean, Fleischhood made a little bit of adjustment, but didn't have to do much to snag that one out the air.
No, he read and saw that one perfectly.
I mean, you kind of, at the very least, I think you have your player of the game candidate. If not wrapped up, we'll have to decide on that afterwards. So 57 seconds, 0.1 seconds left in this one, and the Huskies have. To say that they put this one away is an understatement. Being up 20-7, and they've got they scored twice in less than a minute to put this one way out of reach, 34-7. It'll show that as long as the score holds up, they won by 27, which you would think is a normal blowout. But you have to be honest, the game was a lot closer than what the final score will indicate. And that kick goes out of bounds. Goes out at the back of the end zone, for a touchback. So after another tough game at Mount Sac, then you have another pick'em game. It'll be the Huskies' final home game of the season. That'll be November 2nd versus Citrus. That's going to be a 1 p.m. start, so make sure you put that in your calendar, too. 1 p.m. on November 2nd. Curious, some folks are curious why it decided to be 1 p.m., not 6. I cannot say.
I'm just thankful it's in November for
yes.
1 o'clock, so it's not going to be, like it was
won't be
today.
Like this today. No. Even with a late summer surge, you still wouldn't get that in November. So, but then the Huskies close out with 2 tough ones on the road. You got to go out to San Bernardino Valley Saturday, November 9th. That would be a 1 p.m. game.
I don't want to call San Bernardino Valley a cakewalk, but ELAC has done well against
Yeah.
them before.
Yes.
I expect that trend to continue.
But then they got to go down to Cerritos.
That's going to be fun. I know I will not be going down to Cerritos.
Well, you guys will be the Cerritos broadcast team. Maybe not you per se, because you're loyal to us, and we appreciate your loyalty, Albert. No, I'm just kidding.
But I am not a fan of those steps or their grandstand.
The steps, yeah,
I am good.
Their press box is pretty high up.
It's a nice press box once we're actually up there, but it takes a lot just to get up there.
Steven Morales, our event tech, who does a lot of CF broadcast
they
work,
need an elevator.
He has sworn off access ever again trying to get up those steps to access the press box Cerritos. By the way, shout out to John Van Gaston, who's a longtime SID over at Cerritos. But we're kind of poking fun a little bit there. But yeah, that won't, either way, physically or otherwise, all parties involved for the Packer won't be an easy game. And now the Huskies now just kind of whooping it up on the field. Clock will stop with the first down completion. 12.9 left, and then we'll start again, and that's going to be it. Grossmont, okay, I guess Grossmont's going to run one more play. Why not? It'll be a run. And it'll be another tackle for loss, and that'll be it, folks. Huskies with a dominant defensive performance close out the Grossmont Griffins 34-7. Win number 1, and hope to be a long career for head coach Arnie Robles. So a lot of good things here against a Grossmont squad that, again, we mentioned they had a good front seven, and they showed it. But the Huskies defense, as good as the Grossmont defense was, the Huskies defense was a little better, maybe a lot more opportunistic.
Yeah, so a great win for the home and season opener for your East Los Angeles College Huskies as they beat the Grossmont Griffins by a final score of 34-7 on the back of 2 pick sixes of Fleischhood. And we expect to probably call his name a lot going forward this season if this game is going to be any indicator of such.
You got to think Fleischhood. You got to think Trumel Isaacs. You got to think Zach Camarena will be. If this defense is going to do anything against this tough schedule, that those will be the guys that Coach Robles will need to rely upon. And hopefully, if today's any indication, they're off to a good start.
And, of course, on the offensive side of things, I know they were a little slow, but, they did find the end zone quite a few times today. But Chris Hicks, is definitely, one of the big players here today. He had a total of 84 yards, 4 catches. He very much, could be involved a lot going forward this season, too. Just really depends on, what Coach Robles really sees out of his guys as they continue to practice and continue to develop the program even further.
Looking at the defensive side for both teams here, the Huskies had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tackles for losses, and they recorded 3 sacks, 4 interceptions for the Huskies. Thank you, Rich. With Fleischhood, on the offensive side, it's close because. Again, Hicks had a good game. He got himself a touchdown, 4 catches for 84 yards, including the 80-yard bomb. So it was close, but I think you got to give the player of the game today for the Huskies to number 23, Timmy Fleischhood. He's going to be our Huskies player of the game. Along with the interceptions, he's got 4 tackles, 3 solo, 1 assist, 2 interceptions, 87 total yards on interception returns, and 2 touchdowns on an interception. So Timmy Fleischhood, defensive back number 23, sophomore, is our Huskies player of the game. And we'll hopefully join us on IG. We'll try to get some post-game on our Instagram account. That's Athletics ELAC on our Instagram. Thank you, Jonathan, PA man. Thank you. We'll see you again. Jonathan Grace. Would like to thank LMU for loaning him to us from time to time. Great PA guy. We actually have a great rotation of PA guys. We got Jonathan Grace. We got Daniel Tom, who does work at El Camino, and then we have Ryan Pond, who, unfortunately, I say unfortunately jokingly that we have to share him with Orange Coast College. Just kidding, Orange Coast. But actually, made a bit of a joke about it earlier this week. Orange Coast Soccer came here to play men's soccer, and they got the win over us 1-0. So we jokingly called the game the Ryan Pond Classic.
Nice.
And also gave him credit, you know, give him a nice little Instagram post. We also said, hey, we'll be down there in a few weeks for football. So shout out to Tony Altabelli, to SID down at Orange Coast. Tony, if you're listening, I will not be joining you guys down there on October 5th. Why? Because it is me and my wife's anniversary. And if I want to stay married, I will definitely not be joining you down there on October 5th. So, but anyway, Huskies get a nice win. Nice first win for Coach Robles, his interim head coach, starting off his head coaching tenure. A chance to win the head coaching job outright. Off to a good start.
And that's going to do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
So Huskies take the win in their opener here at Weingardt Stadium, located on the campus of East Los Angeles College. I'm Albert Robles. That's Cerwin D. Haynes, SID, for your Huskies. Until next time, you've been watching Husky football right here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Peace.